Hi, folks. Ian Marsh here, and I got to speak to something that's concerned me after I got off the phone with a recent client. And that is the number of individuals that I come into contact with that don't have a passive income happening in their lives at all. In other words, you haven't got that money coming in month after month that you're not working for. So I thought I'd just share a little bit of knowledge with you of what I've done so that truth be told, I've had more than my fair share of success over the years. And again, you then take from there what you will. But I want to share with you how you could generate up to at least $45,000 a year fairly simply. And I'm talking US dollars here. So that's what I'll cover off on today. Listen closely if you want to have that money coming into you without you having to go to work for it, okay? So let me get the digitalis working here. So I called this little educational video, How to Build a $45,000 Passive Income in Just 3 Years by Investing in Thailand. And the reason I titled it that way is I'm going to share with you my passive income strategy and what I'm currently doing. Now, I am not a financial planner. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm simply telling you what I'm currently doing. And I'll tell you a little bit about my background as well, so you can determine whether you should listen to me or maybe not. So where I got my knowledge from is basically I've been a business consultant for nearly 20 years and helped run a very successful business school called Street Smart Business School. And I did that, and then around about 10 years ago, I pretty well retired or semi-retired. And then a funny group of occurrences dragged me back in because retirement is overrated, okay? However, what I want to also share with you is my simple property investment strategy that I've used time and time again to help me select the properties that generate the passive income. What I really do is I just look for the next property boom. And there's always booms going on in countries. It's just you got to find those areas where, or those suburbs where it's occurring. So these are just a few of the investments I've made over the years since I was 19 years old. And so now I do have a multi-million-dollar portfolio, and I'm lucky enough to grow my wealth without having to go out and get another job. And that is the whole purpose of passive income. So how do you project the next boom? How do you work out where it's going to happen next? Here's the good news. It ain't that hard, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Just here's a couple of simple principles to think about. And when you actually start to look at a suburb, you'll go, oh, that makes sense. Why would they be doing that? So here's one. Look for government investment in infrastructure. Okay, so if the government starts putting additional infrastructure into a suburb, there has to be a reason for it. They know that suburb's going to grow. And with growth, guess what? Comes better value and better profits. Okay, so look where there's better government investment in infrastructure. Have a look at developers putting new developments in the area. Is there a lot of activity starting to occur? Are you seeing tower cranes going up everywhere? Are you seeing little cafes popping up and that type of thing, little shopping malls, etc.? That's another clue to the future of an area. Have a look at the people that are in that area as well. So have a look at the demographics, okay? See, is the wealth of the people there increasing? There are more yuppies turning up in that area, okay? These are all hints. And another one is the area itself, okay? Is it somewhere that you would like to stay? Is there somewhere you'd like to have a great time? Is it somewhere you would love to live? Okay, I like to, when I'm buying residential properties, I like to look for properties that are near a nice little cafe latte shopping strip and nice short walk to all of the amenities and transport and maybe to the beach or to a river, these types of things, something that just makes it stand out. Okay. Now, with those things in mind, I want to speak to Naboo Luxury Resorts. Do I have an agenda? Yes, but it's a very honest one. I sincerely believe that these are a great possible way for people to generate an incredible passive income. Why do I say that? I've done a lot of due diligence into this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so some of the early investors around about a year ago that I advised this would be a good investment are here. So Richard A, I haven't got permission to give their last name, has made 31.33%. I do promise you they are all real and verifiable. Alex C, 35.04% in the last year. Frank D, 31.99% in the last year. Graham F, 43%. He's the winner out of this one. And then yours truly, I've made 38.89% on my apartment from this luxury resort. Why is that? It is simply because this area of Thailand, Jomtien, is going through all of those criteria that I've just shared with you. It's not rocket science. And I'll show you a few of them right now. Okay, so with this, look at these beaches. Okay, this is Jomtien Beach. It's absolutely stunning. You've got Koh Lan Island, where people come all around the world to go diving here. You've got the Nong Nook Botanical Gardens. They're the largest botanical gardens in Thailand. They're only 10 minutes away from our resort. That Koh Lan Island, that's only 20 minutes away from Pattaya. Pattaya is only 20 minutes away from our resort. You can hop on these elephants and walk around Nong Nook Botanical Gardens, which is really cool. And Aquaverse, this is owned by Columbia Pictures and Sony. They wanted to put a resort somewhere else in the world, like a Disney-like theme park, and they looked everywhere, including Australia, and they located it 7 minutes from our resort. Remember when I mentioned our developers investing money in the area? Is council putting money into the area? Is the government putting money into the area? This is where it's located. Okay, so this is Pattaya. Many of you have probably heard of this city. It's a real fun city, lots of shopping, nightclubs, that type of thing, great beaches. We're 20 minutes south at our resort here in Jomtien. And then 20 minutes south again, you've got Utapao. That's a large international airport that's being upgraded as we speak. The reason why they're upgrading Utapao Airport is because of the growth in tourism and the visitors. Now, they're actually projecting 80 million tourists by 2027 in Thailand. And they're well on their way to achieving that. The growth that's occurring with tourism is extraordinary. Why? Because it's only like a 2 or 3 hour flight from China or India to get to Thailand, even Malaysia as well. This is the capital gains that's been happening over the last 12 years in Thailand. So 5.43% is the average. In fact, last year it was 6%. So again, you get a very strong capital gain coming from these apartments. And this is the high-speed train. So this is coming from China. This will be going past Pattaya and then to Utapao Airport. So again, you've got 1.5 billion Chinese there. They can hop on a high-speed train, zoom to Pattaya or Utapao, and then they come to our resort. Okay, so this is what I'm saying about the infrastructure of an area. Because is it better to invest after all this is in place, or is it better to invest it when it's in place, okay, or prior to it, I should say? Obviously, it's better to invest prior to it all being done, because once you have, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to look you in the eye here. Once you have that international airport completed, you've got the high-speed train completed, you've got all of the infrastructure that the government are putting in place in the area completed. Do you think that the value of properties is going to be a lot higher than it is right now? Of course. And that is what I'm referring to as the boom. Okay, so you want to get in while it's lower, before all of this infrastructure is working and operational, and then enjoy your capital gains each year as the value of land increases, because it just becomes a more and more amazing place to be. Okay, I hope this is making sense and is interesting for you. Okay, this is the Utpao Airport, just so you have an idea of, as I said, they're putting billions of dollars into this area. It's just extraordinary. They're getting flights from Saudi Arabia right now coming in there, and Russia and a few other countries. And this is how the money works. Look, when you got property and you're renting it out, maybe you got apartments, you got body corps, you got insurance, you've got tenants that may damage things, you've got repairs, you got tenants that don't pay for their lodgings, and all other joys that go with managing your own property. Okay. However, with this development, you have Wyndham Hotels, which is the largest hotel chain in the world, do everything for you. So even if the hotel is only half full at 55%, and that ain't going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, I find that near impossible to see, you're still making nearly 9% net on your investment. Now, most people that have property investments only get about maybe 3 to 4% net on their investment as a general rule. And then when you add the capital gains to that, you're making 14.4% per annum on your money. Now, this is where I believe we're going to be sitting, around the 75% occupancy mark most of the time. So you're making 12.26% net coming into your bank account with no outgoings, and you add the capital gain at 17.69%. So if you're making 17.69% per annum on your investment, how happy would you be? Okay, so pretty happy, I would say. So here's the plan. I told you at the beginning that I was going to share my plan with you, and again, I stress I'm not a financial planner. So using logic, maybe you shouldn't even listen to anything that I'm telling you. But if you do, here's what I'm doing. So I'm going to end up with one apartment in each new hotel as it comes online. So I've already got my first apartment in the first hotel, and I'll be getting my second apartment in this hotel that's now up and selling. And as they go around, by the time it's all done, I'll end up with 6 apartments. And that'll give me a very nice income without me having to do anything for it. But even if we only do a part of that, I'll walk this little simple passive income plan through with you. Remember, apartments start at the moment, they're still at a promotional price. They just had a 10% increase. Okay, if you missed out on that, you probably saw my emails, but prices just went up 10%. But you can still get them at about $82,000 for a investment apartment. Okay, their retail price will be $98,400 when the hotel is complete. And when you're getting a 15% yield, you're making $1,230 US per month. Okay, nearly $15,000 a year without you having to do anything. If you're in another country, let's just say you're in New Zealand, okay, that's sort of $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 a month coming to you, okay, depending on the exchange rate. Okay, so that's the start of your passive income. Now, okay, you say, all right, $1,230 a month. But what would that allow you to do if you had an extra $1,230 a month coming into your bank account without you having to work for it? Okay, I don't know, maybe it'll pay for a new car for you, or you have that extra holiday you want, or you can do the, I'll call it the no doodad rule from Robert Kiyosaki, and keep reinvesting it, which is what I've done over the years. But that's your first apartment, okay? Then you say year two, I'll get another apartment, okay? Because you have an 18-month interest-free payment plan. So in year two, I'll get another apartment, another 82,000. Okay, retail price is 98,400, another 1,230 coming in. So now that's $2,460 a month passively that you got coming in. Now it's starting to look a bit sexy, isn't it? Let's continue. Let's just do it again on the third year. Okay, 98,400. Okay, is a retail price at the moment. You can get them at $82,000. 15% yield, 1,230. Again, you're going to have nearly $15,000 coming to you. Okay, so that means that when you have three apartments, you're getting $3,960 a month coming to you. And that's about $44,280 a year. If you're a Kiwi, that's around nearly $100,000 a year in income. So with that in mind, what would that income do for you? Would it take a bit of stress off your shoulders? I don't know. I can tell you these days it's nice having that wealth growing up for me in the background because of my property investments. And it's a lot better than going out knowing you have to go to work to put food on the table and make money. Okay, so with these apartments, okay, there's no maintenance to pay, no insurance or outgoings, and you receive, if you want to go to stay in your apartment, you own it on a 60-year commercial lease. You just pay 25% of the going room rate. Okay, so let's just check these things off. You can stay in your luxury apartment anytime you want, and it is so beautiful over there. There's a high-speed rail coming to Pattaya. It's already crossed the border into Thailand. The international airport, by 2025, they're wanting to handle 40 million tourists. Okay, we've only got about 26 million people in Australia. So when we're saying 40 million tourists, that's a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. Your investment doubles pretty well every 4 to 5 years. While the development's under construction, you get 8% cash back. The projection of yield, once the resort is fully operational, between 9 to 15% net. The average capital gain, 5.45%. And they will even buy your apartment back from you if you're wanting to give it back. Okay, they're going to have a sales office in the resort as well, but this is just peace of mind. If you want to hand your apartment back after 7 years, you would have at least nearly doubled your money and then doubled it again in 7 years, at least 1.5 times your investment. So you would have done pretty well, and then you can hand it back. Okay, so these are what the apartments look like. They start from $82,000. They've got a little jacuzzi in the top floor. They've got a plunge pool on the ground floor. And the two middle floors are straight studios. That's how they look. Okay? And again, they start from $82,000 at the moment. Okay. So to start your journey, if you wanted to really get serious and want to have a decent passive income, then all you got to do is click the button below, or there'll be a link in the description or something like that. You will be able to get access to me. I'm happy to have a conversation with you and walk you through what's involved. And if you feel that it may be right for you, we can then discuss possible next steps. But that's pretty well it. And again, maybe I'll leave you with this thought, is how long have you been thinking about wanting to have a passive income? At least now you have a plan or a strategy, and then everything can then just grow from there. I hope you learned something. Feel free to reach out to me. You'll see my number everywhere or somewhere. You'll see a button you can click if you want to have a conversation with me. And then I'm happy to walk you through this and help you and see if you feel this could be part of your future strategy for wealth creation. I do hope to talk to you soon. Until next time, bye for now.